In the heart of an ancient forest where colossal trees touched the sky, lived a young sapling. It stood among giants, their mighty trunks scarred with centuries of stories, their branches a sprawling canopy of wisdom. The sapling yearned to be like them, to feel the sun on its highest leaves. But it waited. It observed the towering oaks and the resilient pines, convinced that its own growth required perfect conditions. It believed it needed more sunlight, richer soil, or perhaps a gentler breeze to truly begin its ascent. The sapling watched as other young plants, less concerned with ideal circumstances, pushed their roots deeper. They stretched their tender shoots towards the light, embracing every drop of rain and every ray of sun, regardless of its intensity. They simply grew. Yet our sapling hesitated. It told itself that patience was a virtue, that rushing would only lead to weakness. It imagined a future where all obstacles would magically clear, paving the way for its effortless transformation into a magnificent tree. The wind, a constant traveler through the forest, carried whispers of change. It spoke of seasons shifting, of challenges that tested even the oldest trees. It hinted that the forest's strength lay not in its stillness, but in its perpetual adaptation. The sapling heard these whispers but dismissed them. It clung to its vision of a flawless beginning, a moment when all conditions aligned perfectly. It believed that true growth could only commence once every uncertainty had vanished. The gathering storm. One day, the sky above the ancient forest began to darken. A strange tension filled the air, a silent warning that even the oldest trees seemed to acknowledge with a rustle of their leaves. A great storm was brewing, unlike any the sapling had ever known. Fear gripped the young plant. It was still small, its roots shallow, its trunk slender. How could it possibly withstand such a force when it hadn't even begun its true growth? Its waiting had left it vulnerable. As the first fierce gusts tore through the canopy, stripping leaves and bending branches, a profound realization struck the sapling. There would never be a perfect moment. The ideal conditions it had longed for were an illusion, a reason to delay. Growth was not about waiting for the storm to pass. It was about learning to stand firm within it. It was about finding strength not in the absence of challenge, but in the act of facing it. In that terrifying moment, the sapling made a choice. It would not wait another second. It pushed its roots down with all its might, seeking purchase in the trembling earth. It stretched its small branches, not in defiance, but in an act of pure, desperate growth. It absorbed the rain, not as a burden, but as sustenance. It swayed with the wind, not in surrender, but in a dance of resilience. It decided to grow, not for perfection, but for survival, for existence, for its very being. The storm raged, testing every fiber of the forest. Many smaller plants were uprooted, and some ancient branches snapped. But when the dawn finally broke, painting the sky with hues of hope, the sapling still stood. It was battered, its leaves torn, its trunk scarred. Yet it was stronger. Its roots had found new depths, its core had hardened, and its spirit had been forged in the crucible of adversity. It had grown more in that single night than in all its previous years of waiting. The sapling, now a young tree, understood a fundamental truth. Growth is not a destination reached under ideal circumstances. It is a continuous journey undertaken in the face of reality. It is the courage to begin, even when you feel unprepared. It is the wisdom to act, even when the path ahead is unclear. It is the commitment to push forward, even when the world around you seems to conspire against your progress. Think of your own life as that forest. Are you waiting for the perfect job, the ideal relationship, the flawless opportunity, or the moment when you feel completely ready? Are you delaying your own growth, your own potential, your own journey? The world will never offer you a perfectly paved path. There will always be storms, uncertainties, and challenges. But within you lies the power to push your roots deeper, to stretch towards the light, and to grow right here, right now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the storm to pass. Choose to grow. Choose to act. Choose to become the magnificent being you are meant to be. Your time is now. Rate this story.